Death and Fury. We see the beam light from before that dragon and Nico power rising finally calm, but in the way that reveals two pissed-off warriors. POV change Raynare. We see Raynare and the others walking through Kyoto trying to find everyone. Hey Raynare, are you sure Issei isn't still at the subway? Saji asked to the annoyance of Raynare. Yes, Saji, he isn't the person to stay put, right, Asia? The Fallen asked with the sister just nodding as she was worried, but then they all turned towards the sky and saw the beams of aura, and they knew where it was coming from as the light then calmed. Everyone fly towards that light, Raynare said as they all went top speed. Unfortunately, they weren't far at all, and when the light calmed Raynare and the others arrived. Hold up, is that? Saji said stunned as he and everyone else saw Issei in his balance breaker wrapped in its power, but in a bulky type suit. And when they noticed Kaneko next to him, she had dragon aura around her hands from Kai while in Nico level 2. COA, this your end. Issei roar with Dryag and Red speaking at the same time with HIM. And we won't make it a quick end, it will be one of true pain. Kaneko yelled with tears on her face. Hey Kaneko, I got something for you here. Issei said as he used Red's power to turn her clothes into a white, gold, and black kimono with Kai's mark on it, making her cry, as he then opened his claw and to show Kai's pendant. I can't take this, he. Before she could finish, Issei gave it to her. He would want it for you, he's like my little brother, and I was my student, so let's make COA feel twin pain Rook style. Issei said as she nodded, putting on the pendant and feeling ready for battle. Issei, where is Kai? Raynare yelled, trying to get Issei's attention, but he didn't answer. Issei, Kaneko, what's wrong? Saji asked, but again no answer. Issei, where is he? Raynare yelled as she then looked down and saw Kai's jacket as she rushed to pick it up. Issei, please tell me he isn't. As Raynare asked that, Issei only could nod as COA started laughing and Raynare charged up a massive light peer before Issei started speaking. Raynare, this fight is mine, and Kaneko, please stay back. Issei yelled as she then calmed down and began to cry. POV dimensional space. We see Kai near death and Ophis lying him down to check his injuries only to see his heart is damaged to her shock. Hang there, love, I have a plan. Ophis says as she then uses her power of the infinite to stay alive as she take half heart and switches it with Kai's damaged one while it heals him, but he is not alive yet, so she first puts Kai's damaged half of his heart in her so they can sense each other and be connected. Yin and yang ordeal, so to speak. If this is what it takes, then fine. Samuel, where are you? You want to be free from here, don't you? If so, then get over here already. Ophis yelled as a dragon arrived with angel-based wings. Fies, what do you? Wait, who is that kid? The fallen dragon, Samuel asked, shocked seeing Kai, but also he sensed another Ophis, which shocked him. Listen, I gave him my heart, but lost too much blood. Please help me save him now. Ophis said with tears in her eyes as Samuel then smirked. First, what is a kid good for? And second, how will helping free me? He asked with a mocking tone, but in reality he was worried that Ophis actually cared for someone, which means he was important. This kid is two things. The one who will slay the beast and the one I care for. Ophis said with a pause as Samuel was shocked that the kid would kill the Trihexa even though he thought the red dragon would kill him. And besides, you will be free, but only as a gear to give him the blood he lost and your power of a fallen angel. Ophis said, making Samuel breath a cold sigh. Fine, I'm ready when you, Ophis, but what gear am I anyway? Simple, you will be conductor of sorts. You will merge as a gear with some of his veins, nerves, while your main point is on his heart to keep his blood stable, but also giving him your potion power against dragons and, well, some devils due to your fallen blood. Ophis explained as she prepared a circle connect with Kai and Samuel. That care, Ophis, and talk soon. Samuel said with a smile as he merged with Kai's being. Back in Kyoto, we see Issei and Kaneko attacking wildly, but also in sync with each other as COA was slowing down, unable to dodge all the hits. Eat this bastard, Issei said, giving him a rook kick towards the wall. But as COA got up slowly, he saw he was near Yakeisen and the chain was weak, so he rushed up and broke it, waking the fox as she went into her nine tails form. Issei tried to stop COA in night mode, but he was too late as a nine-tailed golden fox roared at the sky. Damn it, Welsh Dragon Bisho. Before Issei could start building up his attack to knock out Yakeisen, a gold and black portal opened from the sky with silver light as all were shocked as they saw a Gant dragon with angel wings descend from it with Ophis of all being on its shoulder. Damn it, Ophis, what is this beast? COA yelled as everyone was shocked. They thought Ophis came to help him. Because of you killing my beloved along ruining everything I wished for, I unleashed my partner here from the deepest part of hell to massacre you weak and pathetic humans. Ophis said with bitter rage, shocking everyone who thought Ophis felt nothing. Beloved, what beloved? You mean, Brett, he was a devil, a fool he deserved. enough the giant dragon spoke with a dark voice as he placed Ophis by Issei and rushed towards Yakaisen. The dragon knows about the fox, so don't worry, Dryag. Ophis said, watching the fight as the dragon punched the fox back and grabbed her tail and began spinning her around till he threw her down while locking a shockwave from his wings, knocking her out with no problem whatsoever, scarring Thoe as the dragon turned to him. But before he could fight, George landed in front of Coa. Leave. If you die, we won't be given the honor as humans we deserve, so go now. He said, opening a portal, throwing Coa into the unknown area as George then got crushed by the dragon's tail, making Coa be full of rage before the portal closed. After they all left, the dragon glowed, shrinking into a smaller, more Huma-like dragon state like Tannen. The dragon now. After the dragon changes, Kaneko gets pissed and rushes at Ophis, shocking however the dragon puts his hand in between the two. Get out of my way. Ophis, how dare you say Kai is your love when you could have kept him alive? Kaneko says, starting to cry as she hides her face with her hair and tail. I knew you loved me, but I didn't think you cared this much. The dragon said, shocking everyone in a dragonic voice of Kai. Hey, Kai, is that you? Kaneko asked, lifting her head up only to see the dragon glow and shrink in a silver and red light to reveal Kai. The dragon now in his father's jacket and with a blood gem glowing from his heart. Also, Kai grew 3 to 5 inches after being brought back, along with his mate mark still on his chest, and his gloves repaired but letting out his full power. As the seal of the Twin Kings is gone. Miss me, kitten? Kai say with a wink at Kaneko while everyone is shocked as they run towards him. Kai, you bastard, I thought we lost. You don't ever scare me like that again. Sniff, sniff. Kaneko said, crying in Kai's chest as he held her. But then Issei walks up to them, breaking the hug. Hey Issei, how we are? Chop. Before Kai could talk, he was hit in the head by Issei with a boosted punch. What the hell was that for? Kai yelled as he held his head in pain. You're lucky that wasn't in Balance Breaker. Because you deserve it for making us think you died. Issei said, but then bringing Kai into a hug. I missed you, kiddo. Issei said, happy as everyone else cried with joy. As Kuno then saw her mom and ran towards her, which Kai noticed. Mom, awake, please, it's me, Kuno. The little girl tried to cry out to her mother, but then Issei and Kai walked up behind her. Kuno, we said we will help, and we will. Hey Issei, can you use your heart technique? Kai asked, making Issei get confused as he kept bilingual in his mindset so he can tell if he is lied to or know about attacks, because the only perverted thing about it is that the name is what it looks like, but it's half of its true skill. Well, I got a plan, but it's risky, trust me, okay? Kai asked as his left arm glowed silver along with the red gem above his heart. Issei, use it when me and Kuno are in handheld distance of the sleeping Yakaisen. Kai said as him and Kuno walked towards the fox. Okay, Kuno, hold my hand and let out some fox fire. Kai asked for Kuno to nod as she did, so while Kai put the flame on both his hands, one on Kuno, one on Yakaisen, as he turned to Issei, giving him the sign to use it. Okay, Dryag, let's do this full power. Bilingual, that's how I found its name, sorry if it's wrong. Issei let out as the outside went pink as person's heart was released. Okay, let's do this. Heart flame bond. Kai let out as his heart glowed and began to connect the two by their fox flame, and thanks to Issei, their hearts. Mom, it's me, Kuno, please wake up. Mama, please wake Mom. Kana then began to cry as Yakaisen began to move and speak. I want to be free and see my daughter. Yakaisen said as she then glowed and went back to her human-like form. Ugh, what happened? Lady Yakaisen asked as she grabbed her head, feeling like she has slept for a week, but also got hit by a bus while drunk. Mama, you're okay. Kuo yelled as Kai let go of Kuno and she ran towards her mother. I am happy for them, I really am. KSI said as he turned and saw everyone looking at him. What? Is there something on my face? Kai asked as everyone facepalmed, but Ophis as Kai looked on confused. You're Kai, all right. Sai, tell us already, how are you live? Raynare asked, and Kaneko ran to Kai. Also, why did Ophis call you her love? Kaneko yelled and threatening to hit him, which was scaring the young hybrid dragon devil. Okay, I will explain, but Surzex can't even know okay. He said, looking at Kiba and Asia, who nodded, knowing it would be life or death. Well, let's say I lost half my heart and lost a lot of blood, so I got my half heart swapped with Ophis, and she took my damaged one in her. So we are not just mates, but always in sync like Drag and Issei or Dryag and Albion. Oh yeah, and for me losing so much blood, the dragon Dryag fears fused with my heart and left arm's nerves and veins. Thus the dragon form was his and the second one was mine. Kai finished saying the shocking news of how he was brought back, however only Issei knew what dragon he meant, and he was shocked Kai fused with two beings that could kill Lucifer. Oh shit, wait, where is my pendant? I can't lose it, that's my dad's treasure. Gram to me. Kai said in a panic, summing Gram. Hello, young Kai, glad you're still in the living. Graham spoke happy as Kai smiled, but then was panicked. Graham, I lost the pendant, we need to go now. Kai said as Kaneko stopped him. Actually, it's right here. Kaneko says, giving Kai the pendant with a smile. Glad you're back, let's go home though, Kai. Kaneko said, as they felt a large aura. Hiccup, you better explain, boy. The voice of a drunk Tiamat said as Kai then was in a freeful state, only saying on thing. Run. He said as everyone laughed while he was being chased by Tiamat, but Raynare was thinking of one thing. I need to be stronger for my little brother, and my love, those two are my world, and I will rise and strike with beauty like a rose with thorns. Raynare thought as she engulfed her hand in light and fire, both pink and black. POV the next day. Farewell, everyone, Yakeisen spoke as she and Kuno bid them off from the Kyoto subway. Hey Kai, I hope we can be friends one day. Kuno asked with Kai smiling. We already are friends, little lady. Kai said, making her blush as they got on the train and left. I think I love him. Kuno said, making her mothing fall face first on the group after hearing that. POV the inside. Both Issei and Kai were at the door sad as Kaneko and Raynare when asked what was wrong. Hey you two, what's wrong? Raynare asked as she then say them cringe. Fuck, I forgot to ask Yakeisen about Chi along with her pillows. Fuck, I forgot to give Siegfried and Kuno my number, so now I can't have a team, damn it. The two dragons said, pissing of their loves as they threw them to the ground. Learn your place. The two said as THR dragons fell. Yes, my lady. Then the two got up and looked at each other with Issei speaking. Kai, let's get strong together as we reach our goal beyond the past and the future. Issei said, making Kai smile. I wouldn't have any other way from my sensei and rival. Issei and Kai smirked with a fist bump, making the deal as the host of Dryag along with Great Red and Dryag himself behind Issei, while Kai had Graham, Ophis, and Samuel along with his father. As the spirits were behind him, they smiled in true fire of rivals and master and student along with brothers. And that was my work. Thank you, Crimson, for the hello, and check him out. I made this for you all, and I hope that you all will enjoy the next part. Hey, race a teaser. Sirzex, sir. Everyone, even Rias and Issei bows, but Kai as the entire Gremory house is shocked except Issei, of course. Issei, get up, and boy, who are you? So my family knows you. I am Kai Crimson Abaddon, and I bow to no god, dragon, or king. The House of Old's return. Whisper of the snake. Nothing. Survive. Rise among your goals. We see that what we hear, it's Ophis, Lord Kai Abaddon, and Samuel in the mindscape checking on Kai's health. He seems okay. Samuel, thank you. Ophis said as the fallen dragon just flinched at her thanks. Well, you know, it's just a favor, nothing more. Samuel said, but as the two were talking, a large red and silver aura with black in it flared around the mindscape. Enough, you damn dragons. You will not use my son as a pawn in your games. He will reach his goal as the twin king of Abaddon. You hear me, Ophis? Samuel. Lord Abaddon spoke with rage as he entered his Hakai Oro form while the dragons didn't move. We don't want to harm Kai, we want the same as you. For him to reach his goals. Ophis spoke, calming the father who feared nothing. POV back in class. Damn it. Wolf, so 3 shut up for once. Ever since Kyoto, I've heard nothing but yelling. Sai, how did mom handle you, dad? Kai mumbles as he waits for the bell to give him his sweet silence as some of Ophis rubbed off on him. Ring, ring, ring. As the bell rang for Kai's sweet piece to leave and meet Kaneko, and Issei, he heard 3 annoying things. What the hell was that noise? It is damn awful. The 3 in his mind yelled as they were alarmed. It's called a bell. Ever hear of it? I mean, Dad, you were in the underworld school with Sirzex. How you don't know what a bell is? Kai thought in his mind with a talked back to his dad. That's because, damn it, that was over 300 years ago. Most of my memories of that time is Graham, my family, friends, and rivals along with the Great War. Lord Abaddon rambled on the amusement of his son. Kai then stands up and leaves the class with his eyes closed and a calm smile as he gets stopped by a scary presence that he knows is one person as he then opens his eyes to see Raynare. Raynare Onekin, haha, what are you doing in my classroom? Kai said, scared, looking at his big sister figure as she then ruffled his hair to his annoyance. We need to go, it's a meeting in the Orc with the Gremory family and Azazel. Raynare said as Kai got pissed. So that's why I don't see Kaneko anywhere, but I still sense her. You know I hate Rias and don't care for her peerage. Kai said as Raynare covered his mouth. Not her. The whole family, even Sirzex and Grafia, remember last time we saw them. Raynare said as Kai thought back to his first meeting with everyone and it was weird. Why do we have to do this? Kai said in an annoyed tone as his day is not the best now. What, I thought you of all people would want to see Sirzex. Raynare said, confused. He is just a king making people bow to him. I mean, seriously, what's so kingly about that? Kai said as his pride showed, making his dad smirk in his mind. People bow in fear of him. Raynare spoke. Who would be afraid of someone with red hair? Kai said as he and Raynare were almost at the building as his head was being ruffled by Raynare. Look who's talking. Raynare said as they both started to laugh as they saw Issei waiting for them. Yo Issei, what's up? Kai said as the two walked up to him. Hey guys, not much, just waiting for you all since I am not being with that group alone. After all, I might kill them, haha, if it wasn't for Zek's coming. Issei said, thinking back to how he loved this place, but now he wants the Gremory building gone, which Kai saw in his eyes. Hey Issei, do you mind if I ask something? Kai said, which caught Issei off guard. Okay, sure, what is it? Issei asked before he opened the orc door. Summon Dryag, I want to test my power of Ophis along with my own dragon. Kai said, making Issei hesitate, but he summons the gear and Kai places his hand on it and enters a place of fire. Incredible young Kai, your own power, merged with Ophis, can make connections with dragons and mindscapes. Dryag spoke in shock, put pride. Well, Ophis said I could sense dragons, so I chose to use my power and Ophis to make a mental connection between you, Issei and me. Kai said, leaving the mindscape and moving his hand. What the hell, I felt you in my head, okay, never do that again. Issei said, shocked and freaked out by the feeling of someone besides Drag or Red in his head. Sorry, I just made a mental link between us three, so I can talk to you mentally instead of just sensing you. Kai said, earning a smile from Raynare. Okay, let's go, you two. She said as the three entered the old school building, and they saw Rias and the others on edge waiting for Surzex. I see you all are on edge. Issei said, getting everyone's attention. Hello, Issei-san, thanks for coming back. Asia said with joy, seeing her brother Fergur. Of course, Asia, I am here for Zex, and glares at Rias, almost all of you. Issei says to the rage of Rias as she feels the cuts on her face and sees Raynare with her. Issei. By the way, where is Irina? I can't sense her. Kai says, entering the building to come face to face with Rias. She isn't here due to matters in heaven, but the read of us are here. Akino said with a smile, seeing Issei and Kai on how they are now after Kyoto. By the way, Issei, where's Gasper? We need to train today. Kai said to Rias' annoyance. I am sealing him again. She said to everyone's rage. What did you say, Gremory? Issei asked with a dragonic voice as she is stuck in fear. I am sealing him again. He was with you too much and not obeying, thus he could be astray. Rias said before Issei roared, letting out his gears and his dragon fury blade with the power of all the factions and mostly dragon. Issei, come on, you wouldn't hurt your love. Rias tried to say as Issei started to walk closer. In a panic, she looked at everyone. Kiba Akino, help me, please. Rias said as they did nothing, but Kai spoke. Where is she, Rias? Was all everyone heard as his power spiked. Where is who? She asked, trying to play incontinent as long as she could, but Kai wouldn't have it anymore. Where is Kaneko and Kuroka? Damn it, they were at the Hayata house, and now I sense them here, but it's weak, so tell me what you did, you red-headed miserable excuse of THS Devil King's sister and an heir to Gremory. Kai roared as he put a large barrier around him, and his gloves started to glow along with his red hair and twin aura, making Issei stop moving toward Rias. If you hurt them, you will pay a die. Kai let out his HD began to morph in magic energy, something Issei knew of and was amazed. We see silver light grow large and larger as we hear the cries of a dragon for his mate and his promise as violet blue aura forms around where Kai once stood, making a larger form and emerald fire of that who he will rival and the sorrow he overcame sparks with red and blue to make something incredible. As a large flash of power rang out and everyone opened their eyes from the flash, we see a huge hole in the roof as they see one thing that terrified them. Expect Issei. It was Kaneko and Kuroka on the roof with a large dragon next to them. Picture Kaneko and Kuroka on his two first wings. What is there, everyone? But Issei said as the dragon roared before Issei yelled. Kai, enough, turn human now. I understand why you did this, but come on. Issei yelled, shocking everyone as Archie Dragon Kai went to grab Rias, but Issei blocked it with his sword, shocking Kai, making him go human with Kuroka and Gasper, who was on his tail, to fall on the ground as Kaneko held him. What the Issei? She deserves death, you. Before Kai could finish, Issei let out his full power of without the gears, making everyone shiver. Kai, enough, if you wish to be a king, act like it. Using pure rage towards those who do something you hate is nothing but being a child, think about. Issei yelled as Kai then looked down, composing himself as Issei then looked towards Rias. Don't thank me, Rias, I was doing my job as a sensei and a warrior, Issei said, making Rias jump when he said her name without malice, while Issei thought in his head. Damn, this isn't normal, Dryag. When all these changes happened, I need to know when exactly. Can you do that? Issei asked the Dragon of Domination to help put an end to this rage by looking through his mind. I will try, partner, give me some time, okay? Drake said as they both them went to work. So everyone, I am sorry for Kai's rash actions, please forgive him. Issei said, making Kai bow with him and Raynare as a portal of crimson glowed while they got back up. Mama, it's been a while, Issei. Spoke the voice of Rias Gremory. With a smile. Indeed, my boy, it has been long. Rias Gremory spoke as we saw the whole Gremory family. Hello, Lord and Lady Gremory and Surzex and Lady Graphia, it's a pleasure, they all said as they bowed, but Kai stood tall only looking at Surzex, which the Devil King noticed. Issei, you don't have to be formal with us, and may we ask who you are? Surzex asked, motioning to Kai as everyone got up. Sorry, Zex manners are built into me now, haha, and this is. Before his could finish, Kai stepped towards Surzex with a smirk. I am a warrior Lucifer, and I bow to no one because of the pride in my soul and hope for tomorrow. I will only bow to someone who beats me in battle. As for my name, I am Kai Crimson Abaddon, son of Lord Abaddon, who was killed by the old Satans, and as well as being Tiamat, son of Chaos. Kai let out only a few steps from Surzex as they both glared at each other when Surzex let out his power, and so did Kai. Neither of them flinched. Surzex then, calming himself, began to cry. So you really are his son? I thought he was gone forever, but it looks like Kai is right in front of me. Surzex spoke, bringing Kai in a hug, terrifying the boy. Issei, is this normal? Kai said, turning to the sensei, trying to break from the king's hug as everyone, even Rias and Issei, were shocked. Kai, I don't know. Issei said as Kai was then let down by the king and given a paper. Okay, what is this? Kai asked, opening the folded paper to show it says invited to Young Devils pre-game gathering. To the shock of everyone. Yes, Kai, because of your return we are showing the world. Surzex said as his wife hits him. Congratulations, owner of the Abaddon house. Graphia said with a smirk. Okay. Zex, when is this? Rias asked as the Devil King jumps, not thinking. Oh right, it's now, so we better see Ajuka come on, everyone. Surzex said as he teleports everyone to the underworld. POV change underworld. As a red circle teleports everyone to the underworld, they see a fancy room full of high-ranking devils everywhere as Issei and the others appear out of the circle. And welcome to the Young Devils gathering. Last time we had one of these when we made peace with Odin. Issei? Surzex says, turning to the Dragon Emperor. Yeah. What is it? He asked. Put your sword away, you're putting people on guard. Surzex says as Issei panics, to the amusement to everyone. But a sudden blue and purple blur appears, making everyone shocked by who arrived. Hello, Issei. It's been a while, spoke a tall dragon with violet-like skin and curved horns. Hey, Tannen, it's been a while, how have you been? What if that one blur was you then? Issei says as he turns around to see Tiamat hugging her son. Congrats, Kai. I'm so proud you are finally getting acknowledged. Tiamat said as Kai was about to faint. Tiamat, I think you're killing him, Raynare spoke. As she broke the hug to she Kai's spirit. Not again. Kaneko yelled as she grabbed the spirit and threw it back in Huss' body. Thanks, Kaneko. Kai says, making everyone laugh as he then starts to look around and see high-class devils everywhere. Are these people worth my time, though? I mean, they seem full of ego. Kai says with a smirk as they hear footsteps come near them, but stop as someone says. By the dead god's name, you have to be him. Spoke a man with green hair and eyes with an emerald and gold fancy suit with a cloak, says as a man with a long beard in blue and white clothes walks behind him. Who else did you expect? Kai says with a smirk and pride as Issei then slaps him on the head, reminding him of his manners. Hey, Ajuka, don't be a meanie, wait for me. Spoke Seraphal in her magic girl outfit, scaring Kai. Hey, Issei, what's with the cosplay girl? Is that Ajuka's girlfriend or something? Kai asked, scaring Issei. That's Seraphal. Issei said, making Kai only be in shock at the Devil King's behavior, so he turned to Issei to ask again, and he only nodded as the truth was told. So Kai, you may not know me, but I was a friend of your father's, and we have been waiting to know if he even had an heir. Ajuka said, making Kai form a fist. So, how are you and him friends? Kai asked. Me, him, and Surzex were all good friends in school, and as kings I thought of him as my brother, honestly. Ajuka says, then whispering to Kai. He was supposed to be the next Lucifer, but he said no to that, which made Kai's eyes widen as Surzex asked Kai to follow him. 1 hour later, as all the devils were laughing and talking, Surzex then appears. Hello, all my fellow men, women, and children of all alliances. We are here today for one reason. Long ago, the House of Destruction lost its third family, but its heir has came into the light. Now may I reveal Kai Crimson Abaddon. Surzex says as Kai steps out in his dad's famous jacket. As soon as everyone heard the name of the house, they went in shock. Most even thought Kai wasn't in that house, as Lord Abaddon never had a devil wife. I am Kai Crimson Abaddon, son of Kai Abaddon Sr. and the Dragon King Tiamat. I have been lost in my own ways of life since birth, but when it came to my house, I did not care for it until I knew who I would be. After all, as his only son, I will bring his house back from the end of it all. Kai said, earning praise, but then, you liar. A noble said, making all turn to him. You can't be his son, you are just a boy who is greedy and a fool. The noble said, not willing to accept this news. I am no such this, and to lie about a family is yo lie about life, is it not? Kai said, suddenly teleporting next to the noble. After all, we Abaddons fight for pride, not destroy it. The proud son of the Alliance. We see Kai right by the noble, and Issei, Surzex, and other high-ranking warriors saw him move, while others thought he teleported, as most know the speed as a fraction of his power. How did you? The noble asked before Kai put his hand on his shoulder. Well, you see, never mock my family. Kai said as he then backed up, getting everyone's attention as he then flared his power. Graham, come to me, sword of the Twin King. Kai spoke as he entered his Hakai Kanoro form that was a Mark II, if you will do to the starts in his eyes, and them still residential and blue, while he had angel and the marks of the infinite on his arms as a scale code of power silver, gold, and black wrapped around him, making all be in shock, even Issei due to him seeing the form for the first time. What is this? The noble spoke as he began to piss in fear, while Graham suddenly appeared in Kai's hand wrapped in his own version of destruction and Choas. But everyone saw it as P.O.D, so they thought he was a Gremory, which Kai could tell by all the whispers. Let me say this, and this once this blade made all fear it, but only because of its user and maker, my father Lord Kai Abaddon from the Great War. However, he was the most feared king in hell for one reason, and it wasn't the sword. Kai said as he then rose his power to the point of his Samuel hybrid form became a shadow behind him. Picture Kai instanted the image while all nobles see it and enter shock because they know who that is. Well, they think they do. How do you? He can't be. The nobles spoke. One even knew it shouldn't be possible, but then he saw the dragon and Kai stood tall as they were afraid. First you people think I'm a Gremory, and now you finally see who my friend is. Damn, well, not surprised you are fools. Kai spoke as the noble then tried to build up a blast of fire at Kai, but as soon as he fired his attack, Kai was no even moving and took it. Bang! An explosion of fire erupted while the noble just smiled. See, he was faking. Noble said until. Who was faking? Because it's rude to stop Sumio mocking you. Kai said from behind the noble without the jacket, and all he had was black wing-type marks on his right arm and a silver aura around his left. How I couldn't see you. Surzex said, shocking everyone. Simple, I used my new power, I call it Angel Crest Promotion. An evolution of my original Hakai Kanoro form, but in a condescend bishop and knight version. Also, where's his arm? Kai said to the Devil King SS. The noble noticed he lost his arm, and all he could do was scream. Oh, calm down, it could be worse. Kai said as Surzex and Michael then saw his arms, and they saw the mark of Samuel, shocking the both. Well, farewell, you fool. Kai said, taking a slash with Graham, and it was all he needed to cut the noble's head off, shocking every devil. So, Surzex, you wanted to talk? Kai said as whispers began to be heard all around. He is strong. A few nobles spoke, while others were saying that he should be in a forced marriage like Rias was for Riser, which Kai hears. There is no way I'm in an arranged marriage. I already have a mate, and all I want is to fight and in love strong mates. Kai says, making Kaneko blush, which Kuroka saw and smirked as she yells to Kai. Hey, dragon boy, who's gonna be your queen? Kuroka says in a flirting tone as most of the devils get pissed, telling her to backle off and die, you stray cat. Those words making Kai get pissed. That is enough. First, if someone wants me, as I said, I only like strong mates, so they must fight for me, but I wouldn't even care for people like you who insult my rook, and my queen will be my mate. And if any of you try anything, them die, because I am nothing like you. High classes hats. Kai yells, shocking everyone as he then walks up to the stage with Issei smirking. Everyone sit back, this will be good. Issei says as he follows Kai up on stage, both with mics confusing everyone. Okay, everyone, now let's give a roar to the twin dragons of Calamity, Kai Crimson Abaddon and Issei Burn Hyoudou. Burn is his dragon middle name. Azazel yells in joy knowing what's about to happen as a blue and red flame with silver appears on his left, and it's Kai with a crimson and silver guitar. And on his right is a red, emerald, and black fire, revealing Issei with his own guitar that matches his aura. Okay, everyone, let me go first. After all, I came back from hell and the human world to be here, and I have to say, I don't lie, so this song is how part of me feels. Issei says as he starts to sing Devil Doesn't Bargain by Alec Benjamin. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=0b_L1ed1f0. He is still a little hurt, but also happily from his year as a devil, so he will sing about half his devil life, which most people in the Gremory family notice by his smile, and others cry as he was in pain, but also happy to be with them. Sniff. Sniff. Issei Hyoudou, everyone with his incredible singing, give him a hand. Azazel yells, wiping away his tears, and everyone clapping as Kai then walks forward. This song is for my love, my mate, and my future queen. Kaneko, you help me get up, so this is for you. Kai says, making Kaneko go red as Issei walks down to her and pats her head. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=ri-hoq27qm. Kai sings Rewrite the Stars by Zac Efron and Zendaya, while Kaneko takes a mic from Issei and walks up singing with Kai. It's up to you. And it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. Why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be ours tonight. Kai sings as Kaneko starts to sing while walking towards him. You think it's easy? You think I don't want to run to you? Kaneko sings with her cat ears out and all shocked by her voice. While the two keep singing, Issei turns to see Rias shaking, and as soon as he looks at her hand it turns blue with a Norse mark, making Issei clench his fist as he whispers, "Damn that God, he ruined her soul for a petty dream of Ragnarok tch." Issei saws only for Tiamat and Kuroka to hear him, while Raynare is talking with Asia and the others slong with dancing except for Raynare because she doesn't know how to until Irina helps her, making the two angel sisters of light and dark have fun. While Rias suddenly began to cry and she checked her cheek and saw it was a tear, but why? Until she heard a voice. "Fight him now, you bitch of a devil. I gave you power, I can take it." Then voice says as Rias' eyes suddenly go from blue to blank. "We are bound to break and my hands are tied." Kaneko sings as they two finish the song, earring a cheer from all until devil from the same family, as the noble says, "Wait, she's your queen, please, my daughters are far better than her in any way than a filthy CA." Before he could speak, Kuroka was near Hick along with Graham as Kai yelled, "Thanks Kuroka and you to Graham, and as for you noble, say one more thing and your daughters will be orphans." Kai yells as his dad says in his head, "Wasn't that a little too far?" He asked. No way, he deserved it. Kai responds until his dad face palms. "No too far, using Graham, use your power to make him piss his pants like a child, swords don't make Peel do that." Lord Abaddon says, making him and Kai laugh as Kai then grabs Graham and walks towards his mate and family. "So how are you guys?" Kai asked as everyone looks at him and Issei confused. "What?" They both say as all but Tiamat yell, "Since when could you sing like that?" They yell as Tiamat laughs, saying, "You were just like your mother," making them all turn towards her. Then Drake appears on Issei's hand. "Indeed, Tiamat, he is just like you." Drake says with a laugh. "Wait, Drake, Tiamat can sing like that?" Issei asked with everyone looking the hand. Of course her voice is her second best treasure. Drake says, making Tiamat blush. "Damn it, you had your chance, Drake." Tiamat yells with a blush as Kai tries not to puke as Drake and his mom are close. "Drake, I can kill you, I hope you know that." KSI says, twitching as Drake made his mom blush until her then turns to them both. "3 if you count," Issei. "What is wrong with you two? I mean, quite acting like horny kids." Kai yells, making Drake laugh. "Well, to be fair, Kai, we were both strong and couldn't kill each other long ago, but we did, mate, and he was good if he didn't only focus on his strength and instead give me a treasure like your dad did." Tiamat says, turning to Kai, "Because he was the treasure." "Gross, mom, so gross." Kai says, then turning to Issei and Drake, "And if this is true, lizard, I will kill you, so sleep with both eyes open." Kai says, making Issei back away as the two laugh nervously until Rias walks up to Kai. "Kai," she says, cold as ice, which was weird for her. "What, Rias?" He asked as she then summoned P.O.D. and aimed it at Kai. "You said you wanted to fight, so bring it on, boy." Rias says as she fired the blast at point blank. "Sorry for leaving you all at this climax, but I couldn't help myself. God from the icy shadows." As Rias placed her hand out with P.O.D., Kai didn't even move and only let out his own destructive power to match her own as a silver and red aura with gold flared. As it looked like two gods were about to fight, no one dared to intervene until a blue, black, emerald light glowed from two spots, stopping the power struggle of aura. "How about you fight somewhere we all can see? After all, you made a deal, right?" To the shock of everyone, the voice of Valis spoke as he walked towards Issei and Kai, while Issei stood from his relaxing position to his stern stance. "I agree with Valley. After all, Raynare, you said you wanted to fight, but you agree that this should be Kai's fight, so maybe fight Aquino because it can help you both." Issei said, shocking the two fallen as he then turned his gaze to Valley. "So why are you here, third liberation Lucifer, haha?" Issei said, making Vala become angered. "Actually, I'm here for Kai, not you three," Valley said as he then turned away from Issei while summoning Fenrir, scaring him as Vala smirked. "What, don't like the dog? Have heart, not a few holes," Valley said, making Issei mad while everyone was confused what Vala meant by three besides Raynare and Kai knowing about Great Red. "What do you want, white one?" Kai asked angrily, not bothering to look at him. However, that changes when Vala lets out Albion and Bose, making Kai turn to him and raise an eyebrow. "We both are sorry by not just pure blood or pride, but our names as the Vanishing One and the Forgotten Lucifer. Vala then starts to tear up, shocking Kuroka and all, because he never cries. We both are so sorry. I can't blame Rizavine, but I can only blame myself. I was weak, and I still am. So I let walk over and made me do the same to you as he did to me, just so my mother could live. Vala then starts crying to the point he can't speak, but Kai understands him as Albion then speaks. Young Abaddon, please accept our apologize because we would never do this to a fellow dragon or Satan of pride. Albion said as Kai then turns to Valley and Albion as Issei's right palm goes red and gold as Great Red talks through a mental link. Issei, can you hear me? The voice of Great Red spoke, shocking Issei. Oh hey Red, how have you been besides sleeping? Issei mentally asked his dragon. I wasn't sleeping. Okay, I was sleeping in Kyoto after that spell, then I was fixing your body, and I found some things for you, AMD Drake. Great Red spoke, confusing Issei and getting his attention. Okay, what is it? Issei asked with urgency. You see, first after your dragon transformation happened, your evil dragon part became more of a Zenkai, so to speak, boosting all defense properties you have, and after healing, making you offensively stronger, but the negative emotions you have is building up to a dragon fall version I would call dragons, and Great Red said, shocking Issei and making his blood run cold. You see, Issei, it is building up your power and anger into a bomb-like form, but it slowly caused the seals of my power to cause pain in you till it reaches the king piece in you. That is why you let out a large amount of power during the Kyoto fight, because if it wasn't for the dragon's end, you would have already unlocked the promotions, but now you have two still locked. Red said, making Issei sigh as he took in the news. Okay, what else? He mentally asked his dragon. Well, for the second thing, I noticed in your memories you fought Loki, but I found something. You and the Gremory girl were the only two who heard the words of Loki because Je cursed you both. You were forced into Juggernaut Drive and marked with anger or sorrow if you lived. Great Red said as Issei clenched his fisted with anger, starting to have blood spill from it as he asked with rage, what did he do to Rias? Issei asks as Red goes silent, having Drake speak. Partner, I think you already know, after all, she did love you, and to change so fast and to have a mark of the Norse on her hand can only mean one thing. Drake says as Issei tears up, cutting off the link with the dragons as he thinks to himself, this is my fault, because me, I might have lost her. Issei thinks as he notices Surzex and Azazel in front of him. Issei, what's wrong? We've been trying to talk to you for a couple minutes now. Pop change while Issei talked to the dragons. We are both sorry, Kai. Albion says as Kai walks towards Valley, ignoring Rias. Hey, we have a fight, don't we? So don't walk away. Rias says in a cold voice, but Kai ignores it as he stands in front of Vala and Albion. Vala, listen to me. I understand you had no choice in the matter because young Satans at the time, which for you is when you were a kid, would be no match for the originals, even with Albion. Kai says as he calms his aura and puts a hand on Vala's shoulder. It takes honor and true power to accept the wrongs you did, but I don't fully forgive you yet because I am still confused on why you were after my father in the first place. Kai says, making Vala stand up as they hear footsteps and turn to see Lord Ajuka Beelzebub along with Surzex, Azazel, Michael, Seraphal, Odin, and Yakasen walk towards them with a box that has dust and chains on it, which Timat seems to know what it is as she walks towards them, asking Tannen to follow. Why do you want me with you, Timat? This seems like something just for the Alliance heads and your son. Tannen asked as he way confused by her actions. Well, your nephew is getting a box that the first Lucifer took away after the war before Surzex went into power. It's his father's chess set that only can be given to an Abaddon house member, unlike other pieces, due to the power from the or amount of potential the pieces give, along with a will to have my dragon treasure and all his father's, including one thing that the first Red Dragon Emperor tried helping him with as soon as the war ended. Timat said, getting Tannen's attention. Okay, so what did the first host of Drake help him with? Tannen asked with Timat smiling near 1 foot away from the leaders. Dragon fruit, silly. Before he met me, he wanted to see if it could be used to make dragon weapons out of its juices, but after we started dating 200 years later, maybe closer to 250, he found out it was good food for dragons, and at times it even heals them along with a full energy boost, but it varies. Timat said as Tannen stopped walking and began to glow a white and violet light as he shrank, and as the light died down it showed Tannen in a human form. Damn it, if you're right about this, I'm going to be in my human form for a while. Tannen says, shocking Timat because she has never seen his human form before. Okay, I swear you almost look like Viteria or Crunch Man. Why do you three always look alike? Timat said, making Tannen laugh as they walked next to the powers. So Kai, how are you? Ajuka asked. Fine, Lord Ajuka. Kai says as Ajuka stops him. Please call me uncle. Me and your father have been in contact all the way until the last month or two before his death. Ajuka says, making Kai release his power and punched Ajuka in the stomach, making the king fall forward on his knees, shocking all the leaders and all who saw it. If you were such close friends then, uncle, where were you when I was alone and he died, huh? Kai says, pissed, put then giving Ajuka a hug as he began to tear up, saying, I'm so glad I actually have people in hell to think of his family. Kai says as Ajuka hugs him back with a smile as Surzex and other high-ups including the Gremory family is in hearing reach. So Kai, may I ask, why did your father turn down the name Lucifer? Surzex asks, making Ajuka break the hug and all high-ranking figures be shocked, even Tiamat, due to her not knowing about this secret. He gave up the title for me and my mother after all. He loved her and thought you would be a better leader. Kai says as his father confirms that from his link. Haha, now that's something, right, Michael? Azazel asks with joy as Michael just is silent. However, Rias walks up to Kai. We have a fight, remember? The Gremory says, making Kai clench his fist as he looked at Issei. Fine, we will have a rating game arena, got it. Sursex, can you do that in 10 minutes, me and Raynare versus Rias and Aquino? Kai asked as Surzex confirms that as he looks at Issei. Asia, can you wait for me, Azazel and Issei? As for the rest of you, you can go to the stands as the four go towards the magic circle in Tannen's land, if that's all right. Surzex asked his queen and Tannen as they both agree to the idea by setting up the circle, and everyone then leaves through the circle, while Issei, Surzex, and Azazel is all who are left. Back to current time. Here we see a plain landscape, the same place they fought Loki. And the red and blue glow appears with Kai and Raynare on one side and Rias and Aquino on the other, each team with one Finex tear, as magic spheres are in the sky showing the fight all around the supernatural. Are you ready, Raynare Onek? And after all, I don't want my sister hurt. Kai says as a pink and black cyclone flame aura covers Raynare, shocking Kai not knowing she had so much power. Please, I can take both of them on, but I'll be nice. If you don't get in my way, I will fight Aquino. After all, she might have been a queen longer than me, but I've been a fallen longer. Raynare says as Kai then smiles at Huss' sister in arms power until chop Raynare hits him in the head before the fight as Raynare then calms her power after the chop to Kai's head. What the hell was that for, sis? Kai yells as Raynare gets pissed with everyone who watches laughing. I thought you forgot your king piece. Raynare said as Kai panicked, making his mother and other dragon kings sigh and laugh as he is just like Drake, Tiamat, and Lord Kai Abaddon. Hey kiddo, you forgot this. A familiar voice yells as Kai looks up to see Issei outside a dragon rift with both Kais and his chest set as he drops UT below Kai. Thanks, sensei. And what are you doing here? Kai said with a chuckle. He is here to cheer us all on, right? Aquino says as Issei turns to her. Yeah, I am Aquino, but mostly for Kai since her is my student and like a son to me. Besides that, I will cheer the rest of you on. Issei say, winking to Raynare and tapping Kai with his left hand, making Kai jolt as he hears a voice in his head. Young Kai, make the fight last as long as you can and overpower her, Issei and Drake, and I have a plan. The voice of power from Great Red spoke, scaring Kai and making Ophis speak. But Kai Red, what do you want? He is my partner, you fool. Ophis scaring the dragon god, but he is more annoyed. Ophis is still the same. No, you fool. Ophis, listen, Rizavine is after you. The games are a trap. After all, Kai can sense your body and energy, but he needs to drag this fight out. Great Red earning attention from both Samuel and Kai Abaddon. And what would that be, Red? Samuel said, being the middle ground of the two dragons, not liking or hating either of them. Iowa would like to know, and don't lie to me, dragon god, apocalypse, domination, and dreams. Kai Abaddon said, entering Hakai Oro in the mindscape as his son took in the king piece, setting off alarms in the link of father and son. Okay, I'll listen to you only because my son has his piece and his birthright back. Lord Abaddon spoke still in Hakai Oro while his son entered Hakai Kane Oro King version as the angel crest glowed on his arm and his dragon tail came out while a violet and gold glow, and last his other arm was covered in destruction and dragon fire merged in a silver aura as the shined like a spark on his left arm with black, blue, and red auras, making a silver glow condense AMD wrap around his arm. However, his jacket is the same he was wearing but longer, like flames falling down it and devil wings spiking out back, a total of 8, along with dragon claw-like scales for shoulder blades and devil energy as elbow-like horns on his arms as his pendant of. Abaddon showed the crest of his house glowing silver AMD red, and his hair was red and black with a gold glow from his father, and his eyes are like this one is red for the pupils and in black gold with stars for the infant, as the other is blue black silver for his mother with stars as well. That is thanks to Ophis, and the jacket is open showing a dragon and cat shirt that turns to a pitch black AMD violet shirt for his own dragon name. As power explodes, shocking all but Issei. These are Kai's pieces, my partner drew them, thanks DD. Anyway, Kai has a total of 13 mutation pieces including Dragon Devil and yes 5% Holy King piece, and the same for the mutated Queen while the rest are just Dragon Devil pieces. It follows 1 Rook, 1 Bishop, 1 Knight normal, the Othi 3 mutated, and all pawns mutated. Kai, is that you? Raynare asks as Issei then was from calm to shocked by his looks and new form. As Kai they smiles at Rias and shoots a thumbs up at Issei and Raynare as the people in the link see and hear everything. Yeah, it's me and Red Office, both of you calm down, I get it now, right, Rias? Kai says, letting out his power as Rias's hand shows a Norse mark that shakes. You all want to know who I am, huh? I am the dragon who was lost from this world and devil who is the last of his family, not just his kind. My soul is a merge of that which is my hope, power, and gift of my family, mother, father, and mentor, because I am the Soul Warrior King of Abaddon and Choas. Kai shouts, showing his power, making a shockwave, so strong it's like all the Dragon Kings are roaring for a fight. Good luck, and kick-ass. Issei says as he flies away towards one of the mountain pillars of his training days with Tannen. Balance break. Rias says as she lets out all of her P.O.D. that can be used without emotion, and a red dragon-type armor forms Oswell from a shard. False Welsh P.O.D. balance breaker. As the aura of the false balance breaker lets out, it clashes with Kai's almost evenly due to it being a fake of Drake versus the real blood of a dragon and devil that could kill Surzex. Let's fight over there. Raynare says, pointing to a landscape more full of pillars than rocky ground. Why is that? Aquino asked, confused at the sudden wish to move. Do you really want to fight right next to 2 Dragom and P.O.D powers? No, plus we are fallen, so unlike you spineless fool, I accept my wrongs and try to make them right instead of being someone who is into S&M and hides her wings. Raynare mocks as she flies away with 6 wings, 3 fallen and 3 rows like dragon wing that match her aura. Okay, you piss me off, you thorny crow bitch, TCH. Aquino says as she then flies with both her devil and fallen wings after Raynare into the pillars. Okay, we will start with the Raynare and Aquino fight and then Rias and Kai. What's the matter, can't keep up, little hybrid? Raynare said, pissing Aquino off, leading her into one of the pillars at last second as her rage blinded her. Aquino then gets out of the pillar and flies at Raynare. You think I can't do shit? Then here, eat this. Aquino yells, blasting her thunder in 2 waves from both hands. Oh shit. Raynare tries to dodge it, they bounce of each other at follow her, thus she uses her dragon wings and devil wings to block the first blast of lightning while transferring light energy outside the wings, the use as a reflective surface to shoot at the far behind Aquino. As the first wave bounces off, Raynare gets hit directly with the second wave, and Aquino flies right to her as a puff of smoke appears from lightning blast. Seems I can do some. Before she could finish, she felt a large amount of dragon and holy energy build up in one source. How you eat? Raynare yells as she charges at Aquino. This OS what her hand is covered in. I call this Wrath's flaming claw. Raynare shouts as she cuts Aquino's chest and left arm as it flames turn into daggers that merge into her fingers like a claw. Then Aquino floats a few steps back. Was that all you got? It was. Ugh. Aquino then feels large amounts of pain in her whole body. You see that move was 3 wave strike. The first was Wrath, a sin of devil energy and holy energy of the gods that made it a sin. After all, I am a fallen, so used my light spears for it. Next, I merged my flames to match Wrath's burning anger and torment into a artifice fallen dragon and small amounts of devil power to pierce any spell or warrior. Raynare explained, making all watching the game in shock by the power of Issei's queen, let alone her still being a fallen. You forget. I have been a queen longer than you, so I know defense and magic. Aquino says as a Gremory mark appeared on Raynare, giving a large thunder shock and magic transfer. See, I made one of those thunderbolts a trap that gives me some of your magic. In exchange, you take more holy pain and some pain you gave me, but I needed to get hit at least once. Aquino says as Raynare gets a cut on her face. Okay, I have to accept this as a good fight, but you forgot on thing. Raynare says as she closes her eyes. Oh yeah, and what's that era, don't tell me you give up. Aquino teased. No, just this. Raynare then uses 2 magic circles, 1 fallen and 1 dragon in each hand, thus Aquino starts to build up lightning to counter anything, but that was what Raynare wanted. Eat this flame javelin. Raynare yells as she merged both circles to make a flaming spear of light to stab Aquino, knocking out but not killing her. Amazing everyone by seeing how strong both fallen are. POV change Kai and Rias. We see both kings at a standstill waiting for the other to move as we only hear the wind until a pebble moves and then the 2 rush at each other head put and collide with each other. Picture Frieza as Rias and Kai being Goku as how I described. Best pick found. The 2 fight punch to poke kick to kick both even, But then as Rias tried throwing a destructive right hook, Kai dodged down and threw her back with his dragon tail, as he then charges after her, as she planted her feet in the ground, as Kai used his dragon's charge, and then pulled out his dragon wings to summon his dragon devil wings. The offensive version covers an aura as they formed, making Rias fly a few feet back when she tried to stop it, but she still fired a POD dragon at Kai, which he then used his dragon power and destructive power to blast the dragon into the ground and launch him in the air, launching a dragon sphere of red and blue with gold AMD black cracks in the 3 colors. Eat this king's beast. Kai yells as he launches the sphere, and it turned into a dragon with a gold and violet body like Kai, and the wing red and blue with black claws for his parents in Ophis. Rias took the hit head-on, but not before she built up a Gigastar and launched it around the dragon, shocking Kai as the sphere was gaining frozen spikes, which he easily broke off, but him and Rias both got hit by the other's blast head-on. Damn, this kid is powerful. Sirzex said, now seeing why his family was the tied for Lucifer with him. However, near Sirzex, Odin the All-Father was focused on the Gremory as well as the boy due to the Norse mark on her left hand and ice magic in her P.O.D sphere, which isn't her magic at all. Ice's Citri Wysona and her team, who was their saw and was shocked, but as it went on, Issei was looking from above and sensed something strange. What the hell? Drake call Albion and Valley. I sense someone, and I think us dragons should do this. Tell him to bring the dragon-eating dog. Issei says as Drake does as told. While he does that, Issei says, so you finally show up. Mischief God. Issei says until a magic circle appears near him of 2 different kinds. One we see a Norse circle of Lady Rosviavsa, and she seems worried, while the other circle is that of the original Lucifer family, only to see Valley and Fenrir, who looked confused. Hyoudou, what do you need? If Drake says it's important, then it is. Vala and Albion yell in shock while then seeing the Valkyrie, and Issei tells them to listen. She has the news. Thank you, Issei. Now first, hello both dragons. As you already know, I am the Valkyrie Rosviavsa, and we need to go to Rias Gremory because Loki is free and took someone over by giving them power. Rosviavsa says, shocking Vala, but not Issei, who seems calm, but his black and red eye bursts like S-flame, letting him see Rias from far away as the marks appear on his neck and shoulder again. Loki cursed me and Rias when we beat him, but I was cursed to activate Juggernaut Drive early with his catalyst and curse of my past first month as a devil, and for Rias was her guild of reincarnating me without asking because she knew I would help, but she back then was afraid because she thought her house came before her, and ever since I helped her she felt guilty but also loved me, and Loki cursed both those factors, changing her almost completely, and it was only thanks to Great Red and Drake looking through my memories I found out the truth. Issei says as he starts to tear up, earning silence from the 2 and Fenrir until a large explosion is heard. POV back with Kai. Sorry Rias, but I'm winning this after all. I have my family to fight for. Kai says as Rias cries in the armor and talks. I want to win for Issei so I can make things right and apologize. Instead of being his killer, I can try to at least apologize, but I can't even do that or say I love him because I can't control my own damn body. Rias says, making Kai stop as the Norse mark glows and shatters as Loki appears. You foolish girl, I told you to do as I say, but a simple spell can't make you or the red dragon obey. For Odin's sake, you all are useless. Loki says as he then grabs Rias and smiles. However, you can still be useful in a sense. He says by summoning frost giants on the battlefield and taking off Rias's helmet until boost rang out from above. Hey Loki, leave my Rias alone. Issei yelled as he threw a left hook, but missed due to Loki using Rias's shield. Nice try, dragon. I figured you knew of my spell, so I will take her as mine since you both failed at killing everything. Loki says, taking Fenrir as well with an old curse he put on the dog, and he teleports TK Asgard, but not before Rias opens her eyes with tears saying, Issei, I'm sorry, I love you. Rias says before she teleports away with Fenrir and Loki. Rias. Issei yells as the marks grow with rage. Downfall of Loki. Point 1. Boost. Nothing. Boost. Will be safe from domination. Here we see Issei and Kai standing speechless at Loki's sudden appearance as Valley and Rosviavsa fly down with Akino and Raynare, knowing they were too late to catch Loki or Rias. Sensei, are you okay? Kai asked as he then felt 2 hands stop him. And as he looks back, he sees Akino and Valley with fear in their eyes as a magic circle opens behind them, summoning the rest of Team Rias and all of Team Sona and Team Finex, even Ravel along with the leaders and Tiamat and Tannen. Kai, don't move. Issei-san, go ahead. Aquino said before she passed out due to her injuries, as Issei then began to glow red and black with emerald cracks as all the leaders put a barrier around everyone but Issei so he could let out his rage. Twin dragon of Domination's life. Issei roars as his left arm glows as starts to shine red as a spirit glows Ryan next to Issei, as Issei starts becoming his humoid dragon form. The red glow now in human form, hanging their brother. The mysterious man in red spoke shocking Timat Tannen and Albion as everyone else had no clue who he was. But then the man began to speak. You are Issei Hyoudou, the man who broke and beat Riser only in a short time after being a devil and using our power. You would have stoked Kokobel without the balance breaker if Valley and Albion didn't show up to stop us. You used Juggernaut Drive and lived unlike my past host. Damn it, brother, you tamed Juggernaut Drive's rage and awakened my. Know our true power. Come Issei, you can break the dragon's end curse before it becomes the fall because you are an evil dragon of emotion, but that is only very little due to the heart you have of Welsh and a god between me. AMD Red, the real power is you. And what I say is true, you are the only red dragon emperor who treated me right. Who treated me like brother and mean that, or my name isn't Drake, the heavenly dragon Domination. The figure now known as Drake says with a tear rolling down his cheek as everyone else, even Kai, is shocked the dragon of Domination is free from God's seal as Albion then apars with wings glowing. Drake, how the hell are you free? Albion asked in shock, but Drake said nothing as he tried helping Issei through the transformation. This is my fault, I let her own. Up. Issei roars as the black veins burn. Thank you, Issei, for saving me. Poor thing, you gave an arm for me. Issei thinks back as he then realized all he did for her made her happy as the black veins calm down as he transforms through the fire. I will fight for her. Raynare was my first, but Rias healed my heart. And that God tried breaking us for that he'll know the pain that a dragon and team a king along with a formy pawn, but eternal family member of Gremory can do. Issei says earring smiles from Team Rias, making Gasper and Asia cry, seeing the old Issei back. While Raynare thinks, I don't care if I love Issei, he can have more than one mate, but that god playing games will pay for hurting us all. Issei then gets surrounded in the flames as he thinks of the calm and hope of his past. Thank you, if it wasn't for you I would be lost, but instead I have a family. He thinks back to Asia. Thank you, because of you I can accept myself as the daughter of a fallen angel and reincarnated devil. Thank you, Issei. He thinks back to Aquino and her relationship being healed. I would like to be your bishop one day, sure thing, Ravel. These cakes are so good. Of course I made them, it wasn't like I was up this morning or anything. Issei thinks back to training Riser and helping Ravel not worry about him. Picture this, just think it's Issei with a black, red, and emerald aura with sliver and cracks breaking the ground around him. I will always have your back, Issei. Kiba says as he remembers the day after they beat Freed. Will you take me with you and Asia when you leave? Of course, Zenovia. Issei's arms then start to change into black and crimson scales as his shoulders go pitch black and start forming spiked horns on each shoulder with gold and red crack like linum as the rest of it is black like his Yuma gear. Issei, we were childhood friends and we've known each other since we were kids. Good to see you again, Amen. Issei thinks back to Irina. Then his elbows glow gold as spike and curved claw-like horns form on his elbows, pure gold with a blue shine to it, mocking Albion and Vala. Then the rest of his arms have crimson red with some black scales in his palms and sharp black nails, but besides that up to his elbows and to his hands they crimson like Drake and Rias, and the fire in his soul as then emerald veins AMD scale lining form from hands to shoulders, showing his emerald light as the Red Dragon Emperor. Not bad, kid, see you next time. Issei thinks back to his first few times meeting Azazel playing games. Please save Rias, little brother. He remembers Surzex and Graphia and their smiles with Milicus. Take care, son. Issei remembers his parents of Gremory and Hyoudou making him smile. Hang in there, big brother. He recalled Gasper and she growth. Thanks, number nuts. Thank you, sensei. See you, Drake. He remembers everyone call to him, and Drake as his legs and chest form black and red scales from head to toe with crimson and emerald crack lining, showing the volcano power. He is as a gold core of fire soul his chest, but instead of a scar of where he was stabbed or hurt, it's a glow of his hope, AMD new world. As the fire dies down, Kai was the first to see what Issei became, and the power woke up Aquino, who was healed by Asia. As dust settled, everyone else was able to see the Issei they remember and the new one as if they merged and became one, and the dragon form proves it. Author note, picture this image with the red hands to elbows, black elbows to shoulders with the certain colored horns, claws, and body. This image suits it best though. Issei, is that you, little brother? Surzex asked, as everyone wondered the same, but then Valley and Kai ran towards him. Hell yeah, it is I no rival anywhere. Vala said, ready to fight. Yell, that's my sensei and brother. Kai said, making the dragon turn to look at them with Drag next to him. Hey kid, glad to see you, and Valley aren't scared. Issei said in a draconic voice, making everyone smile. Blazing storm. Issei whispers, clapping his wings, making flames and a whirlwind right at the Loki's frost giants, where all the ons that showed up got destroyed in an instant, while more came to the circle along with a few copies of the Midgard serpent, while the real one, as we know, is dead thanks to Sarorg. How the hell do they have copies of that thing? Zenobia asked, confused, because she remembered it took Sarorg to kill it, while Aquino's lightning didn't do anything besides knock it unconscious. Aquino didn't Sarorg kill it? Kiba asked, with the falling nodding as Kiba pulled out his sword of betrayer, but then Issei's right hand glowed. What is it red? Draconic Issei spoke, shocking all but Raynare, Kai, and Valley. Issei, those serpents are fake, they having using the real one and Norse magic to clone it, however I feel the real one arriving soon. Great spoke along, shocking all as a magic circle showed and summoned a serpent twice as big as the other two. Okay, I have a plan. Riser, you and your team help half Team Gremory with the frost giants, the other will be with Raynare and Sonasaji, and Tsubaki, taking care of the Serpanos dragons, will go after Loki. Issei said, making everyone hype until, excuse me, but Issei, may I join you? Rosviafsa asked as Issei didn't look at her and only focused on a magic rift. Sorry, but no, we need you here to help with both Gantz and Snakes, same with Kuroka, plus you helped and cared for us all a few times, so I think you're already a Gremory. Rosviafsa, making her go red until Issei looked down at her breast, giving him a smile as she just ran toward Aquino, making everyone know that Issei, the cold and serious one, and the old one that cared for others like family, were one and the same now. Hey, it was just joke, Rosviafsa, come on, I didn't mean, or I'll look at your tits, sigh. Issei was now tired of joking and ready to go. Hey Drake, do mind giving me an arm, brother? Issei said, making Drake understand what he needed. Sure thing, Drake said as he began to glow residential and emerald as He spoke. We are the dragons of dominations who broke free solitude and wrongdoing. We rise for own goals and dream as our power is infinite like our bond as brothers. Welsh dragon boost gear. Drake let out as he glowed and transferred to Issei's arm. Picture the gear at the fourth liberation to the elbow like it has in the rest of the story, however scales of Issei and Drake combined take the place of the fingers/claws and some of the forearm. Avala, Kai, grab onto my shoulders, unlike the rift this will be like a teleportation, so to speak. After all, when me Drake first used balance breaker it was for her, and it's now linked so we can find her. Issei said, making Valley walk up, not saying anything, but Kai ran up, not wasting time, saying, I will do anything for cousin, the god will pay for making her become like one of the purest monsters. Kai said, making Issei understand, but before they left he remembered something. Hey Ravel, come here for a second. Issei said, shocking everyone, especially the young Phoenix, as she walked over to him. Yes, Issei-san, what is it? Ravel asked as he pulled out a bishop piece, shocking all present besides the leaders and Kiba, because almost all of them didn't know he was a king. Take this and think, which will you be? A devil and dragon walking in the shadows, or a fallen/angel dragon in the light, or maybe a Phoenix dragon making your own light by the name of your own meaning, as long as you fight and try best in life, and anything by name of you. And Issei Hyoudou, will you be my bishop? He asked with Ravel smiling and yelling, yes, I will. And as she said that, the piece merged with her, and she had 4-wing gold and red dragon wing S&D gold and black Phoenix wings. Also, you can merge them to make solid dragon wings wrapped in eternal fire. Issei said, making Ravel smile. Okay, let's go, you two. Issei then began trying to feel Rias' presence until he felt his own power, aka the shard, which is where he needed to go, as he put his hand out, making a circle, and the other hand 2 fingers on the head. Flame bond transmission. Issei roared as Kai and Valley instantly vanished. Yes, instant transmission reference, you will know why very soon. Okay, now that they're gone, let's make sure these fools got nothing to worry about, right everyone? Kiba asked as everyone smirked and they charged. Riser and Gasper stayed close by. They fought well against many frost gaints. With Gasper's new strength and gear, he broke many down to nothing, while Riser wrapped each part of his body he attacked within his flame, striking each one clear through like a hot knife through butter. You're not bad, vampire, Riser said, both back to back. Same with you, Riser. Gasper replied. Morgantz ran at them. A twin wave of energy hit them like a hurricane. Some even got broke in half. What was that? They both thought as they see a crater from the impact and shockwaves that broke the Gantz, and in it were Kaneko and Kuroka. Hey boys, you might want to move it, our turn to play Naya. Hiroka said as a small number of light swords broke the Gantz as Irina landed next to THR Kittens. Okay, we sold run. The two thought as they felt hot in the cold battlefield of ice. Gantz AMD looked up to see Ravel building up a supernova, and then the two looked at each other. Run. They said as Riser flew and Gapsir became bat to fly away. Eat this you overgrown ice cube's eternal supernova. Ravel yelled, launching a sphere of true fire at the magic circle where the giants kept coming from. Fuck. One giant said as the supernova exploded, making shockwave, destroying half RHE giants on the 5 girls side of the battlefield. POV other side of the battlefield with 1K frost giants and 3 serpents. Sword birth. Kiba yelled, making a large storm of swords come from the ground, breaking the giants. Why stop their Kiba, he this twin dark flames. Saji yelled, summoning his absorption lines covered in fire, breaking through about a 100 giants. That's 50 more than 2 Kiba. Saji let out as Kiba points at his sword of fire and win near the center by 50 frost giant skulls and puddles. Let's say it ties, after all we have a serpent to kill, Kiba said as Saji nodded in agreement. Extra Randall, let's show them our power. Zenobia said as she made a slash of pure energy at one of serpents, actually cutting 1/3 of it apart, but it was only the tail. Nice hit, Zenobia Gasper said as he and Riser appeared to take her place against the beast. Yes, Knight of Rias, that was incredible, but your friends want you over there, mainly the angel. Riser said, pointing to the place where Thu just came from as Zenobia, then ran told speed to her friend. POV Issei, Valley Kai. Yo Hyoudou, how long will it take for us to get there seriously? Valley asked Issei, annoyed at Loki's actions, and he wants to get his dog back. Be patent white one, seriously, we will let you take on Loki or Fenrir or his crannies as long as we fight who we want and we save my cousin. Got it. KSI told Valley, letting out some of his power. Same for Vala, but Issei burst his power but as he returned to his human form with his black jacket and half-torn red dragon and silver angel wings designed black shirt, but now it only showed half the wings and half the dragon. Calm down you two, if we let out too much power this spell will break, and we will be lost wherever we are now. After all, this spell is still in its testing phases. My plan was to use it for a power. I felt every time I used my rift spell, I think I found someone stronger than a Dragon King. Issei said, shocking Kai AMD Valley, because the only being that strong are ultimate class devils at the highest name and dragons themselves. Okay, we are almost here. I feel my and Drake's power about 2 minutes away, not counting defense spells blocking us. Asterisk psi asterisk, I need to find a way around those when I finish this spell. Issei said, tired as they start to see Asgard. So that's why it's taking so long. Loki put a barrier around the universe tree connecting the 9 realms, so he can buy some time, huh? Not bad. Issei said, impressed by Loki's barrier, even if a coward made it. Move Hyoudou, I'll destroy the barrier. Valis said as he summoned the dividing gear, and Issei opened his flame barrier so he could leave. Vanishing dragon balance breaker. Albion let out as Valley entered the balance breaker, starting to divide the barrier. Hey sensei, why are we in a barrier? Kai asked as he itched his head with his hand. Well, the barrier is a prototype and it's still in beta, so nothing's instant unlile what it should be, because now we are taking a few minutes rather than less than one. Issei said as Kai turned his hand into his dragon one to itch his head. And due to it being a beta, it will take a few weeks to months to perfect it, so it's more like a barrier people use to travel in the dimensional gap. Stop that. Issei said, hitting Kai in the head. Sorry, my scales make me itchy here, more some reason. Kai said, confused. We passed the gap, so your Ophis and Samuel kicked in by wanting to be free, and they finally are. Well, Samuel kinda Ophis, half of her is in you, right? Issei said, talking to Kai. Yeah, give me a sec. Kai closes his eye to feel his mental link, and he only sees his father and Samuel. So he goes to ask them, hey guys, where is Ophis? Kai asked Samuel and his father. Son, Ophis left? She was here while she was asleep for the first time in millennium, due to your heart calming her. But if you need her, or she needs you, that is what the link is for. Lord Abaddon spoke. Thanks, Dad. Kai said as he opened his eyes and saw Valley, shrinking the barrier to nothing. Okay, it's gone, we st ready to go. Valley said, heading back in the barrier with Issei and Kai. Here come Rias, here we come. Issei thinks SSEC S Asgard ahead of him. POV Loki. While all this goes on, here we see a large space in Asgard like you would use in a play or a wedding, empty with no one there is most FO Asgard left to the underworld for peace. But then we see Loki's Norse circle in the room, and he walks in and throws Rias to the ground and throws Fenrir in cage box. Damn it, dog, hold still. Loki says as he puts a collar on Fenrir, but he then grows back to his full size, breaking the cage. See, now you can be big or small, but if you disobey. Loki says as the collar then shocks Fenrir, making him whimper as Loki stops the collar. Now you know also your pup's live one just has a scar that's all for mistakes they are strong. Loki says making Rias get up and punch him, but it does nothing. Let me go, and the dog. Rias says tired as the armor drains her, but the Loki grabs her. Oh, and Issei Gremory, I will keep you because one I wouldn't mind a destructive kin and second. Loki says using magic to rib out the shard in Rias, but still connecting her magic to it. You will power this clone to fight the red dragon. Loki says as a clone of the old Issei is born from the shard in Rias locked in cuffs. Well, see later, foolish girl. Loki says as he opens a portal to the skies of Asgard while placing Rias in an ice cage. Clone, make sure the red dragon dies and take her power till she dies as well. Loki says as the clone Issei walks through with Rias as they hear a boom. Well. It's a surprise that you're here, dragons. Loki said, turning around to see Issei, Kai, and Valley. Damn it, Loki, where is Rias? Issei said, letting out his power. How about you look up? Loki said as Issei then looked up and saw himself linked to Rias, making his blood burn. Partner, go kick that fake's ass than the sorry excuse of gods. Great Red said, fooling Issei. Brother, we are the three flames of domination, show that fake what real power is. Drake let out with pride as Issei went glowed red. Take my arm in exchange for that power so I can save her. Issei thought back to his deal with Drake and his first time using Balance Breaker. TCH. This fake isn't worth the real balance breaker of domination just yet, Red ready. Issei asked his dragon with a smirk as the Yuma soul appeared. Domination's beginning and soul broken Yuma soul over booster. Creeping dusk balance breaker. Issei and Great Red rang out into similar armor as the Welsh balance breaker. The creeping dusk balance breaker, or dusk balance breaker for short. Also, instead of dragon wings, it has 4 wings, 1 fallen angel, 1 dragon and 2 devil in response to his past and his name as the dragon god emperor of soul, resolve, and fortitude. Then Issei flies toward the sky to save Rias and kill the shard of his own sin. Well, now that he is gone, let's. Before Loki could finish, he was punched by both Valley and Kai launching through the building. How, what was that, God? I didn't hear it over our power. Kia said as him and Vala fist bump. Stay on guard, Kai, but nice punch. Valley says as he enters Balance Breaker and Kai Hakai, Kane Oro Soul Warrior King with both his hands entering his violet dragon state. Let's get serious, Loki. Vala said as Kai watched towards the dogs. Hey Valley, is this Fenrir? Kai says as he walks toward him only to be knocked back, as Fenrir and pups went wild. Good mataha. Loki said, building up his power. You will pay, Loki. Vala said, bursting out his power past its limits to only turn off Balance Breaker. What the hell? Vanishing Dragon Divine dividing forth liberation. Albion spoke as the wings now has more gold and 10 feathers instead of 8. You will pay, Loki. Valley roared, letting out power as he let out his devil wings and spoke. Note this chant will be similar to Valis Overdrive, but this is his new drive like Yang to that Een, so to speak, because now he has his team, Azazel and Kai and Issei, as family and rivals, not to mention Albion, who has had his, so this will be the beginning of his rebirth. Albion, I never thanked you for what you have done for me, have. Valley asked as Albion was shocked by Vala, but listened to him. Well, I'm sorry and thank you if it wasn't for you and Ophis, not to mention my new family with Arthur and Biko. Hell, even Kuroka, I would have given up a long time ago, especially if Azazel didn't have my back too. So now I will show this false god the power of a dragon of supremacy and rebirth. Valley I led as Albion felt pride in Valley. All right, my partner, let's show this fool what the white dragon can do when he surpassed his limited. Albion let out as Valley glowed blue and white as Albion helped Valley with his new chant. I who shall awaken, the white dragon emperor lost in the pits of despair. I shall rid myself of death that brings the name Lucifer, as I rise from shadows to surpass the skies of domination, while the infant shall be free and my dream will surpass a legend of supremacy. White Dragon Lucifer Juggernaut Rebirth Drive. The TWL roared as Vala's new armor showed from the light. The Rebirth Drive as his Devil Wings Colo merges with the armor and the white and blue color of Vala and Albion becomes a silver flame for wings and spiked shoulders to use power beyond the two's limits. Kai, get back, fight the dogs, and keep Fenrir alive, please, Loki is mine. Vala said as Kai was stunned seeing the white dragon's new power. Gotta come on, dogs, follow me. Kai says as he kicks the dogs back with his tail and leaded them away. Now it's time to die, Loki. Vala said as he rushed at the god at speed he couldn't track as Vala kicked Loki back. Damn you, white dragon, fine, I will go all out. Loki says as he rushes at Vala, landing a clear punch to the face and then to the gut, but Vala blocked the gut punch with his knee and the two began trading blows evenly. Each punch would be block-led or countered by ice or magic circles. They kept going till most of the area they were at was turned to ruin. Eat this white one. This will be your end. Loki yells, firing a storm of ice and energy magic all at Vala. However, he didn't dodge. Instead, he held one hand out. No, Loki, it is your end. Dividing reflection. Vala and Albion roared as their own attacks along with the copies of Loki's fired, and each one as it passed Loki or hit another blast of magic. Loki heard a crack, and as he looked he saw the skies had cracks with what looked a dragon watching him as Vala then built up all his power and put both his arms crossed with 10 crikles in each and 5 dragon and 5 Lucifer as he spoke. This is your end, God. Dimensional soaring collapse. He roared as the dragon from the cracks in the sky along with magic became a barrier around Loki, compressing around him as the dragon soared in the sky with Loki, and then with one snap of Vala's fingers they exploded and Loki was unconscious. As Vala flew and caught him. Now that I'm done, let's see how Hyoudou and Kai are doing.